Hey friends, welcome back to the video. As you can see, we're still here. We've actually accumulated 15 C dollars overnight. You just missed a hand where I just had pocket aces and I shoved all in and ace jack suited called and they hit the flush. So the run is still bad at the moment, but we'll try and improve today. We'll definitely have two tables. We'll try and focus, and it'll be easier for you guys to follow. Also, it'll be easier for me to concentrate since I want to have extra focus today. So, anyway, we've got the jack. There is a lot of what do you call it? Draws. Sorry, flush draws, straight draws. So we're going to bet this one. Need to charge all the draws. Just going to check here. A lot of the draws have come through though. Ace 10. We're going to 3-bet. Okay, just going to check with the ace 10. And probably just let go of the ace jack 10 here. Or actually, he's at 49%. So he's going to do this with a lot of junk. We're going to be beat sometimes. And sometimes they're just going to bluff. So they don't always have it as much as you think. Alright, so we did a hero call, and it was also player dependent as well. We could see that his stat was pretty fishy. And they just do random bets. We went for a check call scenario as well. Notice I didn't automatically just check automatically call as well. King 10 is going to be an easy fold. 71% goes all in. I know from the heads up from the spinning golds, ace 6 isn't great. Even if we do hit the ace like we did there, he could easily have a better ace. Like even the bad players probably ace up, ace 8 and up. But you never know. He might have just had a random king jack hand. But then if that was the case, if you actually have a look, yeah, he's got straight draws anyway. So he'd have picked up a lot of equity. It would have been just a flip, and if we were better, we don't have enough information with 7 hands. If we had 100 hands on him and he's got the same stats, we could definitely call there as well. Hopefully the microphone's a little bit better. I noticed it was a bit off. But for some reason it's been cutting in and out. I'm not sure why. I haven't done anything different except for today where I've actually tried to improve it. So, and get a 3-bet here with 10s. We could also just check behind, but the straight did come out. So we're actually bet quite big here. We might actually get a call from 5s as well. So hoping to get straights to call, hoping to get a 5 to call, but it was a small pot regardless. So sometimes people will wake up with a straight there and maybe even try and re-raise you. All right, we're going to 3-bet with 8s. We're in the small blind. It's the worst spot on the table. But we'll see what the cutoff does. Everyone folds. That's a good win. 10-5 a good defend, but I'm not going to. Those blind battles sort of get me in a little bit of trouble sometimes. We're getting a bit small with the 2 big blinds. So that's going to be our sizing today. It's going to be the new sizing for a little bit. That way, when we do get 3-bet or 4-bet, the sizing will be a bit smaller. And since we know that our opponents usually only 4-bet with aces up, aces, sometimes kings, not always kings, we can definitely put some pressure on. And this is the reason why we can get away with 3-betting with ace jack and ace 10, king queen, king jack, and all that stuff, because they don't 4-bet enough and they will fold out a lot. And I'm just going to fold out here. We're out of position. We're under the gun. Good flop for us though. If we do call there, possibly we could just play it really passive until we hit our straight. 9s, we didn't 3-bet, so I can't represent this. 9s are in problem. He's probably in trouble now. Checks again. I think he's just gonna have higher pockets than us. You might have 10s or jacks, possibly. Gotta find out what pockets he's got. Probably has tens or ace four. Anyway, we charged him on the turn, which is fine. 6-2. Going to bet this one. It's a bit of a scare board. He's going to fold out a lot that beats us. All right, so far so good. I shouldn't have actually cashed out with the... I shouldn't have changed the fish. I was going to make the 12,000 for the original catching the fish. So we hit 12,000 in time, but I already changed it because we were running low in the bankroll. So I decided to change it and then get the money while we could. And do we just call? No, I'm not. I'm going to be actually tight there. We're just going to fold 5-4. We're not a charity. We don't need to flip with a small suited connected hand. Now we have a gut shot. Not going to be folding here. There's going to be, 6 comes out. Looks pretty good for us. We could check raise this one maybe. I'm going to overbet. Hopefully he folds. So the reason why I overbet is we sort of block the straight here. And if he's got pocket pairs, like small pocket pairs, he does beat us. We get him to fold out. What I did successfully do yesterday, I did put someone on top pair, okay kicker, or at least top pair. But at this level, I wasn't able to fold him. We flopped king 10. All right, so we're going to fire away with sevens. The reason why you don't fire away is because you think someone's going to stab at it, but I think they're not going to stab at it enough. He might call with the overcards. We're going to soon find out. You're going to see a lot of folds here, but if he doesn't believe us, he's got aces and kings. He's just going to push. We're going to check here. We do have a boat. We got the best hand. We don't need to defend the hand. We're just trying to get him to throw some money in the pot, because I think if we bet here again, he might actually fold. So this way we get this bet in, and now we get to throw in the remainder, and then he'll feel a little bit more compelled to call. And if he's only got ace high, then we stole the turn bet from him. All right, he's got 8, so we under-repped ourselves, so that's fine. All right, so we'll take that one away. That was a nice hand. Goes all in. I'm just going to fold. He's just very shallow stack, so there's no point playing a shallow stack there. 7-6 is gone. Going to make sure we stay a little bit disciplined with our hand range, because I've been playing a bit of spinning gold. Been playing Battle Royale as well. All right, so we've got top set, and he's going to absolutely have hardly anything in his range. He's going to find a reason to fold this. So we need the board to pair up. And unfortunately, if the board doesn't pair up, he could easily have a better hand here. Hopefully he raised the queen. We have to raise this one up. He's going to fold out here, I think. Unless he's got a flush, then he might raise. But we've got value from a queen, I think. Yeah, perfect. If we bet they're on the flop, he's just going to fold. So we actually got a bit of value there by going the check line. I'm just going to make sure we do raise. And possibly, we could probably raise it big on the river. Maybe the sizing could have been different. But the higher you raise, the harder it's going to be. He's got a small stack, so I'm just going to call behind. Sometimes I do fire away. I didn't want to fire and get him out of the hand. I wanted to keep him in the hand. All right, we're trying to get a queen. If he checks here, all right, we can fold. Unfortunate, but just trying to get him in, keep him in the hand by not just by smooth calling pre-flop anyway. Because I wanted to keep him in because he looked like a bad player because he's got a short stack. Gets a if we hit the queen, we get stacks anyway, but Unfortunately, we didn't get the ace, or we didn't get our hand. All right, get a 3-bet. Get a 3-bet twos. Changing the sizing just a little bit. All right, 6-4. He's got a full stack, so we're just going to call behind. He's going to have a lot of ace X type hands here. And this is where we're going to get him to check fold. And twos do have a flush now. I'm going to bet this one out. We can't afford another diamond. And yeah, we don't want to get too greedy there. Sometimes are those hands that need defending, just need them to fold as much as you can straight away. All right, king, queen. It's a very dangerous hand. You've got to be very careful with that one. Very susceptible to any ace rag hand even. Just going to check this one. He's not going to fold out an ace because he just thinks he's going to hit the wheel, but we're just going to let go. Didn't hit the king or the queen. Those hands, post-flop, king-queen type hands, you really need to actually hit the king or the queen, or it's just going to be hard to beat anything. Like even ace high will beat you, so you just got to realize something it just paid more attention to, especially when I was playing the spinning golds. Just how badly they handle post-flop when you miss. All right, got pocket kings. We're definitely going to 3-bet this one. Every time I go to slow play at this level, I get run over. So we are not. I'm going to raise it quite big. Raise it 8 big blinds. Just adjust it a little bit higher because he's only gone 2 big blinds. So we're going to need to make sure we charge him to play against us. And we're more than happy to fold, especially with the ace in there. All right, jacks. If everyone calls, we're just trying to go set mine. We are not folding. Let's have a look. We can 4-bet, but I'm not going to. All right, so a low board. If he's got ace, king, ace, queen, we've still got the best hand here. We're going to call. We've got position on him. And he's going to c-bet a lot of his ranges. Something that I've been focusing on recently. The king's not a great hand. Great card for us. He could have queens here. It's not a great card for us, but yeah, something I've been focusing on is c-betting, how often we do it as well. This should be a fold. There's a 3-way pot. Alright, we're going to bet this one and try and get some value. Betting it small. If he's got a queen or if he's got a straight or if he's got a small flush, he should raise this one. If he's got a weak hand like a 10, he should call. Alright, going to call 4-2. Unfortunately, no diamond on the board. This should be a check fold. That's fine. Although we did get a bit of equity on the turn. So maybe we could have called. If we're thinking about that type of hand, we could, the ace turns up on the turn. We could probably check raise and you never know. You could hit on the river. All right, we're just going to call just because a little water there. Just think he's not going to be a great player since he's short stacked. I'm going to just go check call. We are drawing to a club, so we're not really defending this hand. He's got to check a lot of these hands when we beat him. All right, that's fine. At least we were drawing to the queen. And we didn't get out of hand at all. So we had another way of winning that hand. So that's fine. The only other thing you could probably do there is check raise on the flop. But I didn't want him to fold out. I think we had huge potential to make a better hand. Alright, this is a dynamic board. We need to bet quite big because Alright, we got position. Happy with that anyway. That everyone folded. Because, the turn card could be a straight and river could be a flush. So need to bet big to defend the hand and make sure we charge those draws. We don't want to get overrun, especially multi-way. I'm going to call king 10 suited. You can argue folding that spot's fine as well because we don't close the action. If Xenon now raises, we're in trouble. All right, so we hit trips. Is this going to be a circumstance where he... no. All right, so no one's going to bet this one. So I'm just going to bet small. But it's one of those hands... Yeah, it's just one of those ones where no one's actually going to put many chips in. Probably could have argued just to check there. Got King Jack at a 3-bet. All right, folding. 7-2 is gone. And if you can hear some noise, sorry about that. There's going to be a bit of yelling because I had to change the microphone so you might hear some background noise for a little bit. All right, so this is our range. We're going to bet small here. Continue betting. He could believe, but a lot of people, he probably has an ace, but a lot of people will fold out the turn if he doesn't have an ace, but he's definitely got an ace. Or at least a strong hand that beats an ace. Or he's got 5-4 like an idiot. I did not put 5-4 on him, but we charged him for... we've got the queen. I'm going to call. Get a 3-bet 7-5. He's betting again. It's pot size bet. I'm going to fold. There is a flush out there. People typically like to bet the hand strength. He's 4-betting, but it's quite small. I'm going to call. If he's got aces and kings, it's his hands face up. We're just going to fold this one out, I think. Oh, man. I don't know if we could get there, though. Because think of it this way, his turn bet's going to be quite big. And then we're going to be faced with just 7. Obviously 2-pair, but he's definitely got aces and kings. Going to be out of position. We're going to call. Do have an open ender and a backdoor. So we're not going to be folding this one out. Okay, still need a 6 or a jack. And now we're going to overbet. As disguised as well. If he's got a king, maybe he's got king 9. No, okay. Also, you got to think of it this way. If we overbet there, he's going to call with an 8. And we beat the 8 because we got the 10 as well. The only other thing to do is probably bet a little bit smaller and try and get top pair to call. Maybe bet a little bit too big there. We know that they will call probably 80% pot, so I probably got a little bit greedy. All right, let's bet this one with king 10. He didn't, yeah, okay. We didn't have to risk much. We wanted a bit smaller because his stack was quite small. He's going to do a lot of raising and shoving with a short stack, so we didn't want to risk much as well, and that hits our range with the ace on the board since we're the original raiser. You'd expect him to 3-bet. All right, 9-7, we're going to call. Another open ender. Rather the spades be a diamond. Still trying to get to the river. Gonna bet this one. I don't feel that he's strong. Maybe should have bet a bit bigger. Maybe not. Yeah, mate.
I'll tell you what I'm doing here.
I'm not interested, mate. Sorry. You picked the wrong time. All right. All right. 7-6. Cool. Back door, but just probably going to check fold this one. All right. 7-6 is going to go. Surprised we're still in the hand. No one's really bet here. Don't think we're going to fight for a small pot like this. You're going to end up losing more. Jack 10, the small blind's just an easy fold. We're going to let that one go. Something I've been focusing on is a bit of timing tells as well. Just to try and realize, if someone checks straight away, usually means they're not thinking about raising you. All right, I'm going to raise with ace king. 7-6 is gone. We'd expected that. Think someone's going to have an ace. Yeah, both do. So there was no trying to bluff that one. All right, so we could bet quite big here and then probably give up unless we get the ace of clubs or something. We're going to pretty much find out here. It's taking a long time, so he didn't just call instantly, and then he's just going to shove. All right, we're going to let go. The only other thing too is if we don't believe him, we just shove. We just call, and then we hit the king, and hopefully it's good enough. But you just never know. Tens, we're not going to bloat the pot. We're just going to call. We could raise though. And king queen. All right, tens are going to go again. We don't just simply fold out. You could easily have sevens or something. We're going to find out. All right, he's got jacks. It's fine. We lost the minimum. All right, we're going to raise king queen and see what happens. A lot of times with this two on the board, he's going to fold out a lot. Don't feel like barreling the ace. I think he's already got a 7. Yeah, because he's already got the 7 without check raising, we'll just let it go. All right, pocket twos. It's going to call. Not going to raise it up.
Oh! Steak, I just near my nose.
All right, we're going to call. I'm going to bet the ace here. And turn it into a bluff. Yeah, he's got an ace.
You ready? I'm still already. What's up on the story? It's happening right now. I got static electricity on my nose. Huh? I got steak. When I touched it, then I was looking outside to see if you were there. Mm. I touched the door. Okay. It's so fun. You ready to go? Yeah. Alright, Katie. Sorry, I'll be patient.
All right, we've got aces. Yeah, got a little bit carried away with the twos. I probably should not have done that. All right, we got aces.
See you, Katie. Thank you. See you, mate.
So, I'm going to bet there with aces. Got the ace of...
Perfect.
got the ace of spades. Going to bet again. We're still drawing to... we'll bet small. Hopefully don't get shoved on. He had 2 pair. Lucky the board paired up on the river. So you got counterfeit. We're gonna open up and just ooh, we got ace queen. Yeah, the reason why I bet small before with the two paired hand, I didn't want, just didn't wasn't sure if he had the flush or not, and there was plenty of scare cards out there as well. All right, Jack's nice. All right, 7-5. We're gonna call. Do have second pair. We're not going to raise it up. We don't need to bloat the pot with second pair. Don't want to scare him off with the worst hands. We'll bet one and see what he does there. Yeah, just sneeze and he folds. We'll call with 5-4. Do have a flush draw. He will have a lot of aces here. We do have a straight draw and we do have a flush draw. All right, so we've got two pair. He's going to have a lot of kings and he's going to have his beat. So we're going to fold. I know we hit the 4, but he's going to have a lot of pocket pairs, jack, and ace. And he's betting quite small. So we even lose to 6s, 7s, and 8s, and all that stuff as well. So even if he's bluffing, chances are we won't be able to beat him bluffing. Unless he's got total air, but I just don't think it. We got to see our full equity anyway. We saw that we didn't get our flush or straight, so that's fine. All right, 3-2 is going to fold. Just not thinking 3-2 of hearts is going to be full value. We could call though, and you know we did have a backdoor flush and you know straight possibilities. All right, ace-3. It's going to fold from the small blind, and just going to call behind with ace-4. All right, so we do have a straight draw, and we've got a backdoor. We could go a raise here. We're out of position, so we're going to do a lot of check raising out of position. All right, nice. We missed our hand, and we got him to fold, so perfect. So certain scenarios we want to check raise and try and target him. One way, it was very hard for him to hit that hand. Like, especially if he didn't have a queen, he's just going to have a lot of air. And he's going to c-bet a lot. So exploiting someone who c-bets a lot of the time, the check raise. You can do that with people who c-bet with a range that doesn't fit what they're doing. So if someone 4-bets or 3-bets and they're pretty low cards, or they are low cards, then and they c-bet, you can definitely check raise them. All right, 5s. Oh, we'll just defend with a7. We don't need to bloat the pot. All right, I'm going to fold 5s. Although probably wouldn't hurt just calling to the turn at least. Because if you know you hit the 5, might have a strong hand, so we might actually get chips in. All right, 9's under the gun. All right, we'll definitely c-bet this one. The king hits our range. Bet big. Just want to get, you know, close the action down before we get to the river. 4-3's gone. 9-3's gone. All right, got ace jack offsuit. Definitely going to open this one up. All right, got 8-6 from the button. Everyone's gone. All right, we'll get a 3-bet 10-9 suited. Remember that 4-bet enough. And if they do, then they've turned their hand into us. This doesn't help us at all. So we'll be just Not understanding why he's check folding. Check calling. Well, checking. Alright, just gonna let go. He could have a set of queens. Doesn't really matter. We just got total air, so. And we'll bet this one, but he couldn't fold quick enough. Alright, fine. Did have straight draws and flush draws, and the flush come out. He could have had a better flush though. We'll take that one. Alright, we got ace queen. King 2 suited. Alright, we'll call king 2, but watch out for skull because he might have ace king. Alright, just gonna check behind. We're gonna have to charge here though. Hopefully get a 2 on the river, that'd be nice. Alright, we'll get a bet 2 and hopefully he calls. I don't think he's got a strong hand. Yeah, a6, so betting small, very small there to try and get his hand to call. And that's what one of the things I'm going to be trying to work on as well, just trying to get complete ranges, like people's ranges to call. So we want to have people's really weak side to call as well. And we'll just have to judge it by the way they've played the hand, I guess. And sometimes they get a trap. But at this level, they play face value. All right, we've got 8s, got a call. Hopefully spike an 8. 4s we could probably fold in the small blind, but don't close the action. 8s are going to fold. I know we're dealing with an 8 of clubs, but he's going to have a lot of Broadway clubs, or at least have us beat. Go check fold with 4s, depending the size of the bet. If he only bets like 5, we might as well play again. All right, so we have a straight draw. I'm going to actually call. We do have straight draws. Originally, he did 3-bet, remember? Okay. But we called because he was off the straight draw. I didn't believe that he'd have an 8. So I thought we would have been fine with the straight. If we think he's got the bigger straight, we're probably just going to fold out. All right, ace king, get a raise quite large. Being out of position. He only 3-bets 2%, so if he 4-bets, you know he's going to have a really tight range. So we'll have to keep an eye out for the people with really tight ranges. Ace 4, we probably should have called. But folding there is fine. We'll open 5s, that's fine. Queen 10, let's get a 3-bet, but we'll open. Since he 3-bet, we're going to fold. We're happy to 3-bet, but we're not happy to cold call from out of position. Not without a decent reason. I mean, he hit the queen. He could have ace queen, king queen, jack queen. We could be just dominated, and it's just going to hurt. Queen 10, it's hard to forget that queen jack actually beat you. All right, we'll 3-bet 8s. We'll call behind with king 9. Okay, so they're going to have a lot of jacks in their range. Everyone's going to have a lot of jacks in the range. I'm going to bet small though. See what happens. I'm ready to let this go with the eights though. It is a three-way pot. And I'm happy from the fold. Perfect. So that's a win. Also, we could be doing the same thing with the jack in our hand. We'd bet exactly the same way with the queen jack as well. We'll defend with jack 9 depending. King 10 we're in. I really want it to be the other way around, didn't we? So we wanted the king 10 to be on the other hand, and vice versa. Alright, back door, but didn't come out. Alright, jack 9's going to go, but maybe we call, try and spike a jack or a 9. We still could have the best hand here. Alright, we're going to bet 1, hopefully get called by worse. Could be value betting ourselves, but you never know. We might be calling with pocket pairs. They really didn't have anything. Sometimes you think maybe they call with an ace high there because the board's double paired. Also, we've got 3. Actually, I think we got 4 free Battle Royale tournament tickets as well. Let's have a look quickly. Yeah, got 3 of them. So that should be pretty good. Surprised we didn't have more. Now we're going to 4-bet Ace King. Remember, he's going to do a lot of folding. If he calls, he's probably going to have kings and queens. Probably should have bet a little bit larger here. Still got to be a little bit careful here. Not sure what he's got. Okay, he's got ace king. Maybe he's worried that we had like a set. I was worried he had a flush. Maybe he's worried that, he's worried we had a flush or a set. Or he's worried that we had aces as well. We played it like we did have aces. If we played it like we had aces and played ultra aggressive, we might have got him to fold, but I don't think so. I think it would have been a chop no matter which way we played. And also would have ran into when he did have flushes. So you're pretty much just playing to lose that one. And we'll call ace-4. Hopefully Igor calls behind. He does. No diamonds. We got a 2, so hopefully get a 3 or a 5. A 4, but it's not really the card we wanted. We'll call anyway. Thinking about betting big there, but didn't need to. All right, fine. Was thinking about bluffing that spot, but we didn't need to bluff. All right, king, queen, gonna fold. He's gonna do that with aces and kings. Mainly aces. And let's just have a double check on his stats. 3 bets a lot. 12% is quite tight, but we don't have that many hands. So I'm fine with the fold, but we'll keep an eye out. All right, second pair, backdoor. Going for the steal with ace-8. Open ender, but the flush is there, and it was a danger card if we didn't have the flush. I'm going to bet here with the 9. Hopefully he just folds this one. I don't... He might still have tens and jacks here. And I don't think he's going to call with anything else. So with his hand, he's not going to fold. He's not going to fold with. He's going to fold there if we bet. And obviously, if he's going to have sometimes have jacks and tens there, and he's going to call or even raise us on the river. So if you can't handle a raise, don't bet. All right, we'll see bet. We have backdoors, but yeah, unfortunately, he folded anyway. We did have a bit of equity coming on the turn, bit of straight draws. Also could get clubs. All right, King Jack. We're going to 3-bet this one. Actually, are we? It's different because we're actually. I'm going to get a call because we're actually deep stacked. All right, folding sixes. King Jack. We do have a heart, so we can call. Interesting, he doesn't bet there though. If he checks this, we're betting the river. All right, we'll let go. Also, remember to if he C bets there, we're calling because if a queen of hearts come out, we have straight and flush draws. So we have a huge potential on the. And actually, it's a good barrel. Actually, good check raise hand, especially if you do get those queen of hearts. All right, now we have a gut shot with 9-8. Needed a 6. We'll call one more because if a 6 comes out, we might actually get stacks in. Unfortunate. Oh, he doesn't slow down. But if we get the 6 comes out, we're getting all in. And his aces and kings are definitely going to pay. Maybe even ace queen. I've got 6-4. We'll open up. It's quite low, but still got to open. Didn't get 3-betted on. We will see bet this. We've hit the 4. One of these disguised hands. Betting again. Yeah, he believes now. We're playing the ace, and the ace hits our range. And if they don't believe again and we hit the miracle 4 or 6, we're just going to bet and he's not going to believe and we'll get paid off. So that's fine. And just double checking the players. I'm just going to call this as really wide. You just never know. Oh, 6-3. We have, 5 comes out, we have a straight. So some of those hands just, I fold too early sometimes. I think I'm still trying to realize those hands before they come. But sometimes I see them after I've already folded. But when you're not suited, it's a bit different as well. All right, we're gonna fold. He's gonna see bet here. No, he's not. Hopefully, just check folds. He's trying to steal with the small blind, so we just end up stealing his stuff. All right, so we've got a bit of some barrel cards coming in with the king 10. But the club comes out, a jack clubs out. Jack comes out. All right, we'll 3-bet with ace jack. All right, got pocket twos. Not a great board. We're not going to see bet this. We can pretty much say goodbye to the twos. Even if a 2 comes out, it's going to be pretty awful. The only way we win this is if they've got like ace queen, like some ace rag hand, but I just can't fold it. I mean, can't call. they're going to have an 8 there so many times. Maybe even the big end straight, you know, like the Queen Jack type hands where not just the 8. All right, ace 8's folding. Do have 9-8 suited. Plays well multiplayer, multi-way. We can call here. All right, so we haven't really got anything now, unfortunately. We want the 6. We got the 8, but I don't think someone's definitely going to have a king there, or at least have us beat. They might have. All right, gut shot. All 3-bet 10 non-suited. All right, I'm going to call open ender. If he doesn't have a jack, I'm going to fold. All right, got a 10. If he's got ace king, he's got a barrel. Didn't hit again. Jam. He's got a call. He's got aces of kings. No. We'll cash out. And caught him. Man, we called him bad. All right, that was a nice hand. How many of you guys would have folded there? Based on recent events, they usually have aces of kings, but not that time. Got an open ender. Let's have a quick look. The king comes out. Don't think we could bet this one. He's going to have a lot of kings in his range. We're going to fold out that one. I know it's pretty tight, but let's have a look at that hand. So 23, 23. So the hint there is he's ATS and 3-bets. So an aggressive player. So an aggressive player will have a lot of bluffs in his range at times. Like him. But we're the ones that actually jammed him. But he's going to bet. Because he's got an open... he's got a gut shot and he's got 2 overcards. But it was nice to catch him out regardless. All right, 6s are going to call. If we do hit a 6, we should get that 60 big blinds. It's a good hand if he's got ace king. It's good for us. We're going to let go. Oh, man. Maybe we should have called. Sort of on fire a little bit here. All right, we've got aces. We're definitely 4-betting with aces. If he's got ace king, he might jam. All right, he's probably got kings. 10-8, we're going to call. We're in position. Yeah, kings. All right, got to call with an 8. With a 10, sorry. Not cashing out. We've got a set. We've got it. Didn't cash out. Also, we're just going to bet quite small here with 5 big blinds. We've got trips. King, queen calls. We could probably even bet a little bit bigger. But it was a scary card. Plus, he could have had a straight and he could have had a flush as well. All right, 9-7 suited. Ace 9, we could play the steal way if some late position opens. All right, deep stacked, we got a 3-bet. Ace 9's going to fold. We're not going to get in trouble there. All right, so he didn't see bet, so this guy could be a good player. Doesn't mean he's got nothing. He could easily have a queen here. We've got 2 pair. All right, see if he get called by ace. Jacks. All right, fair. All right, 2's get a call. We wanted to get a 2. That was it. But no. All right, so he could easily have kings. Could have queens. Is a scary board. A lot of people will check there on the flop with the kings and queens. He could have a club. If he's got a club in his hand, he doesn't need to defend the hand as much. Which means he checks even stronger than his bet. Got second pair, we got a call. And now we'll just fold. We'll believe he's got a king. But if he had another queen, he might be paying us. Unless he's got king queen. That'd be pretty sad. I'm not going to play jack 8 from under the gun. All right, now we got ace king. All right, we do have a draw. So get a call. 5 comes out. He's going to check here a lot. He could have also pocket pairs. All right, we're going to fold out. But if 5 comes out, we've got the straight. Also, he could also have a 6. I've been running into them. I've ran into them twice now, where I've had a wheel and they've had 6 and 7. That's the reason why 6s and 7s are actually very strong. Or actually got a lot of EV because of that. So you got to be very careful. Especially when you see 2, 3, 4. And 7, 4. Get a call. No spade. Oh, we'll fold queen 7. We don't need to defend that. He's going to bet the A's. And we don't really have much there to fight with. And we know our opponents don't really fold aces, so you don't put anything in there. All right, ace queen. We're going to see about this one. Ace, it's our range. If he hasn't got an ace, he's folding. If he does have an ace, he's calling. Jack would have been interesting because with him we'd have a gut shot. All right, queen 10 suited. All right, we'll take that. Jack 3 is folding. All right, I'll get king 10 offsuit. We can bet this. We're good. Gonna bet a little bit bigger because we've got a flush draw and a straight draw. And the ace plays. Like, works for us because it hits our range. Now we just bet 2. Hopefully, we got a flush, so. Yeah, so he even folded 2 big blinds. Maybe if we just bet 1, but I think even 1 he might even fold. We're just trying to get him to call his non-flushed hands. Alright, we'll 3-bet Queen Jack offsuit. This guy's 25%. He's a regular. Alright, gonna fold 9-7. Probably could have 3-bet. We don't want to 3-bet too much because if we 3-bet too much, they will attack. But maybe at this level they won't because some occasionally people will, but not enough, I don't think. Although sometimes it feels like everyone's a professional at this level, which is not the case, but it just feels like it at times where you just get run over quite easily. Jack 2's gone, 9-7's gone. All right, so you got pocket 3s. All right, we'll throw bet threes. All right, so the king hits. We're going to see bet this one. Should have bet a little bit larger, actually. Need a three on the river would be nice. Think we can fold this one. It's a shame we didn't get the three on the river. He's playing with his chips, so I think he's going to have a king there. I'm going to find out. I believe he's got a king. Maybe the other one's got a seven. I think the first guy, I think Justice has got a king, and I think Regular's got a seven. There you go. They called it. And that's why the three on the river would have been amazing for us. Because we would have gone triple up. We would have tripled up. And just remember that other guy with King 4 is quite a weak player. All right, Queen 10. We can raise this. It has hurt us in the past, but today is a different day. Today is a different day. Today is a different day. Today's a different day. A jack of spades and we got a straight flush. And three bets us. I'm actually going to fold. Sometimes we do like four betting, but we're going to fold there. Ooh, everyone's called. Hopefully you don't see an ace king of spades. We don't want to see an ace or a king of spades out there or in their hands. Spade. Told you it's a different day, mate. Told you it's a different day. Different day. Come on. Come on. Different day. Bring it on. There you go. Whew. Bring it on. Different day. We're back. And we get the chip up as well for the daily flip out. And we only had, I think it was 9 big blinds and we got the $15. So you got to realize we did go for about, I think it was about 6 weeks, 5 weeks with that C dollars. And now it's been paying a bit more now. Usually it between, 4 to 7 days you get one. Hopefully we'll get another one again. I'm not going to call there with just the 5 comes out. I'm going to fold ace queen. It's been getting me in trouble. You could easily have ace king, but in saying that, if he misses, then we could probably get him to fold anyway. But I think we do block a lot of his ace king hands anyway with the ace queen. Just going to fold shallow stack there. If we call there, you're just hoping he's got kings or something like that. All right, we'll call one. And we'll let go. All right, king 8 suited. All right, we'll 3-bet this one. There's a weaker player too, so we want to isolate. But he's got a really tight 3-betting range, but he opens a lot of hands. Don't be surprised if he folds. But if he 4-bets, maybe a little bit questionable there. All right, got 9s under the gun. All right, Queen Jack, we can go for a steal. Easy. All right, 9s, we've got position. This is our range. Also, we've got a diamond. He could easily have a diamond. Let's get a call behind with ace 10. Hit top pair. Gonna check here, see what he does. He could still have over pairs. We had a call. But it's quite big. Will it go? Could easily have kings, aces, queens, jacks. Actually, you gotta be careful. If we snap call, it means that we don't have a hand that's raising. So against a good player, especially higher up, they will pick up on that. But if we play that way, even regardless, then it's going to be hard to read anyway. Because you play instantly. But that extra 1 or 2 seconds maybe could be the difference between thinking about raising a strong hand and just giving up a hand. So if you think someone's got a marginal hand because they're just checking or calling straight away, then they can definitely try and get you off that hand. And that's when trapping becomes valuable. I got position. Got our favorite 9 with flush draw. We've got 2 pair, but this doesn't change anything. You could easily have ace king. If he jams, I just gotta find a fold here. It's gonna have a lot of ace 9, ace jack, ace king. The only hand that we do beat there is ace queen or some random. We'll throw a bet and see if we can get a fold. Do have ace high. Alright, so we got value from the queen jack. Perfect. Alright, we need to tighten up now with the other hand. With the other table. We can squeeze king 9, but I'm not going to. Alright, jack out will call. Isn't a great board for us. Interesting he doesn't bet. But we'll let it go. Didn't get the turn that we wanted with the diamond. Alright, we're deep stacked here. We'll raise it big anyway. Need to get rid of his trashy hands. But he could easily have pocket pairs. Good to see him fold though. Alright, let's go check this one out. Have a lot of bad cards coming. No spade, please. Oh. If you could play it a bad way, that was it. Amazing he called with twos though. Although we didn't bet big. We should have bet big on the flop. We didn't. We probably would have won that hand. It's fine though. Alright, we've got aces. Let's see what these aces do. A little bit tragic. All right, got ace 10. We'll open. I think what we'll do is call it a session. We'll bag the win while we're up. All right, 9-5's gone. All right, he 4-bets. We're going to sit out. But watch this hand while we play the Queen 10. I've got a monster hand with Queen 10 coming through. 10 on the river. Could have his beat, but I think not. Maybe he's missed out. Got him on the river. Beautiful. No, we'll keep playing. All right, 7s, 8-5. We can call this one. And calling both, actually. We'll set mine with the 7s. All right, we're going to bet this one with the 8. He didn't bet with the king. So we'll try and take it down. I'm just going to fold with the 7s here. There's straights out there. 2 pairs already. Hitting set might not be very strong, especially if we hit a 7 on the turn and then a 10 comes out in the river. Unfortunately, small blind didn't want to steal our blinds. All right, raising it up with ace king suited. All right, all 3-bet 5s. See bet all our range here. All right, so he could have a lot of 2 pairs in his range. We're going to bet a big. You could have 2 pairs and call. He also could have a straight and he could have a flush, but interesting he called the C bet. Means that if we see better the barreled the turn, then I think he's not calling. No heart, we'll just check fold. Although we do have the 7-5 there, so we could easily have potential straights coming through. We'll attack with ace-3 and we'll call. All right, now we'll. Oh. All right, we'll open up kings. Three bets 12%. We do have a 6 and we've got diamonds. And we've missed. All right, we'll call it. We'll go to. So now we're over 30. We'll go to look at. Remember, I did say we lost the aces hand. All right, we'll join the 2 battle royales. And then we'll see how we go with these. Change your pace. Also a good way to make sure that we keep moving up a little bit with the bankroll. Recover. But yeah, not a bad session. Hopefully I can finish this. My average with battle royales are about 4.5, so we usually make it to the final. Sometimes all the tables I make it to the final, but sometimes we do get knocked out early. I'm not going to fold out Jack 8 just yet. I will now. Just have to wait for him to open and then fold. If not, we open the button. Check 9's folding. Out of position, we just didn't want to play too loose. Got to remember to have antes, so you've got to play slightly more hands, and there's no rake as well. So you should be defending the blinds. All right, got ace king. Everyone get a fold on us. Not a great flop for us. All right, gonna fold that one plus the minimum. Although maybe could have like spooked him and bet there on the turn and got him to fold. He also could be playing pretty trappy. He also could have just had broadways and we got him beat. Just in the air a lot. All right, we'll defend with ace 3 suited. Definitely the call. I'm not going to call now. It's going to get expensive. We finished the action with 8-2, so we're going to call with that. And we're just going to jam here. Don't want to see diamonds. Okay, king jack. Fair enough. We're still in the hand. We had a ton of fold equity. Sometimes king jack will actually fold there. That's why he's laughing. He's actually surprised. So he's actually surprised. He should be in. Normally he'd fold that hand, I think. And the blinds went up just then. We'll jam with ace 8. But with that last hand, it looks pretty fishy, but at the same time, if we hit, we get deep stacked and set ourselves up for eliminating a lot of people on the final table, and that's what you want. And we know how to play short stack a little bit, so we're not totally out of it just yet. All right, got second pair. If he checks here, we get a bet. We'll raise. We got second pair. Got to find out exactly his hand strength now. I think he's just got a queen. Or 7-6. Okay, we'll take it. Got straight draws here. I'd rather see. We have to jam this though. We could be beat here though. We need the board to pair up to be 100%. He's got us covered. Took a while to call though. 8-7, A7. So he wanted a 10. All right, we're back on that table at least. All right, Queen 10 will defend if no one else raises. All right, I'm going to fold. The difference was we don't close the action down. I'm going to overbet here. We're just going to keep betting here with 2 pair. Remember, it's 5 ways. It's a little bit easier to have the best hand. And snap call. We could easily be beat too. That's straight. All right, we're still in though. He had the one hand that smashed us, but they could easily have ace 9 and do the same thing. All right, we'll jam here with 4s. We'll jam here with king 5 suited if we can. Try and steal. Unfortunately, get knocked out. We did have the best hand pre-flop. All right, 4s. Hits the queen. That's just the way it goes. These tables are very, what do you call it? Very high variance. We've played quite a few of them. All right, guys. Catch you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and catch you next time. Hopefully, you like the new layout. Hopefully, the microphone's working fine. All right, see you guys. Bye.